Okay, so in this video, I am going to talk about the engineering behind AMD's MI355X chips. Some background information. AMD is like a chip company. It's a semiconductor company, and MI355X is like a new type of chips that they're making. And here are some images showing that chip. Here's showing how it's made as like an accelerator complex die called an XCD. Has another die called the IOD. Here has the package, the HBM3E. We'll discuss this a little bit later in the video, but that's the memory device. The HBM3E is the memory component of the chip. And it also has this AMD Infinity fabric called the AP interconnect. As this fabric, it makes it more effective, and you know, it allows for the data to be transferred better, faster, and more efficiently. This is an image. It's another image. It's showing the like different stats and stuff about that chip, like the GPU architecture as the AMD CDNA 3 architecture, and the performance and stuff, the memory bandwidth, and stuff like that. So, as discussed before, here's the background information. Um, yeah, it's the company AMD. It made this chip called the MI355X. And here's some information about it. Um, the architecture that's used to make this chip is the fourth generation AMD CDNA. The way I'm making this video is I'll discuss some of the like stats about it and about this product, like this chip. Some stats about it, how it works and stuff, that kind of stuff. And then I'll discuss the engineering behind it later. And then I'll discuss like the applications and its uses. So first off, I'm gonna talk about the memory, how much memory this device uses and stuff. So as discussed before, the memory component is the HBM3E that is used for this chips. For this chip, it can hold up to 288 gigabytes. Its memory bandwidth is 8 CB per S. Yeah, also, in conclusion, it has like a large storage of memory. It can store a lot of memory. Um, this is pretty good, generally speaking, because it can store more memory, can handle more memory, and it also improves its performance as well. So that's pretty good. Here I'm going to discuss the performance and how this device works. So this chip, it's made to be able to withstand and deal with intense conditions. See here, I discussed intense conditions. That refers to like various harsh environments, situations that consume a lot of power and memory in some cases, even a lot of like harsh situations, like transferring a lot of data in a certain amount of time, for example. That's the reason this chip was made. um, so yeah, here I'm gonna talk a little bit about some other components and features that this chip has. First off, I'm gonna discuss cooling because this is quite a big deal. It's um, because if there isn't proper cooling in the chip will overheat. That's pretty bad because then it breaks. It doesn't function after that. So the cooling in this chip is called a direct liquid cooling system. It's DLC. Um, this is pretty good. It's pretty good that they have this system because it allows it to function up to 1,400 watt environments. So it can function and work up to 1,400 watts. Here I'm gonna discuss some software behind this component. Um, basically, it can support a lot of things like libraries, tools, and AI frameworks. Those would be things like PyTorch and TensorFlow. It can support and deal with all sorts of different software features. Here now, I'm going to discuss the engineering behind this device. I'm going to mainly discuss the electrical engineering behind it, but include some software, like integrate some software into this process. So first off, I'm going to talk about power, power consumption as discussed earlier. It can consume a lot of power, this chip, this device. And specifically, it can consume up to 1,400 watts. Another thing it has, as discussed before, is the DLC system. And I didn't discuss this really before, but that's important because it prevents overheating in the chip. So it also has a few new data types. This is the software part of it. As the FP6 and the FP4. They're just new data types. They're more advanced and they're better because of that. They're better than the previous models, the previous data types, the FP6 and the FP4. This chip has the and now as you can see here at this first slide, we discussed the AMD Infinity Fabric. So now we're gonna talk about this. So yes, this chip has the AMD Infinity Fabric, and this is essential for the process of data. It allows for data to be processed faster at a faster pace. Okay, and now I'm gonna talk about the applications of this chip and how it can be used in various fields. I'm going to focus mainly here on chemistry related applications, but also other applications as well. But first off, the chemistry related applications, those that relate to chemistry. Well, here I focused on two different parts of chemistry. First off, material science and the discovery of new drugs. So, in material science, it can make predictions of new materials, and in discovering drugs, it can analyze compounds at a fast pace. It can look into and analyze various compounds, mixtures, various liquids and stuff at an extremely fast pace, a lot faster than you know one person could do or a few people could do. It can do them at a very fast pace. Yes, this provides some concern over whether it can do it correctly, analyze these things. So it's not 100%, um, like the safest, but it's in some situations it can be effective. It can also predict which diseases, various medicines that can be used for different diseases, and it can then treat the diseases, the doctors. But the AI can make the predictions and stuff. But this should be, checked thoroughly, and AI can't really do this on its own yet necessarily. It can do it, but it can make the predictions. But the concern is if it's correct, though. That's a big consideration. Now I'm going to discuss the other applications. Well, it's a chip, so it can be used for AI, specifically generative AI. And generative AI can be used for, assistance in education, helping with classes or anything like that. Assistance in researching a topic, some history research or research like scientific research on some chemistry topics like chemical equilibrium or different things like that. It can also be used in for startups. Startups. For businesses and someone starting a business, they may use some AI features to help start a business. It can be effective in that field as well. And another feature that this chip has is it can process large amounts of data at a fast pace. It's designed for high-speed technology. This allows it to perform complex tasks. Those would be things like transferring data at a fast pace, or maybe we're in like a chemistry lab and we're dealing with some complex chemical scenarios and stuff. And it can, make models for it in a short amount of time, even. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe and like if you did enjoy, and see you in the next video.